Oh, you know, a lot of state and federal employees don't understand what's wrong. Yes. Um, let's say you committed a wrongful act, right? Then there's the wrongful committed commitment. Yeah, the act of confining a person to mental institution without proceeding lawfully. Oh, or committing someone who does not belong in such a facility, false imprisonment. Oh. Now, you're the sheriff. You're personal friends with all the employees of the city or the county. Yes. And you don't understand what's wrong. You just don't understand. See, quite often when you're in the belly of a fish, yes, it feels like hell, but it's not. There is another location with a big H, yes, known as the Big E. Oh, now, as a citizen of the United States, yes, what is wrong is I informed you that it violated my civil rights to have you issue a protection order, yes, where I did not receive any due process, and the petitioner didn't sign it. Oh, and there are forgeries, yes. And then you decided, well, we'll just have him admitted to a mental facility, wrongful commitment. Yes, yes, yes. Now, the whole time for the last 2.5 years, the big plan was to say I was crazy. Well, that would be the wrongful act, yes, of arresting me for crimes I didn't commit because you wouldn't admit the evidence. Yes. And then it would be the wrongful commitment of using a mental health evaluation, yes, because of your refusal to admit the evidence. Right. And then you did it again. Oh, you had me arrested for a failure to appear for a 2-count criminal complaint. Yes. I went to jail in Jefferson County when you did know I wasn't in Brennan and I wasn't cyberstalking. Oh. And then there's the wrongful commitment of using mental health evaluations to say that somebody's delusional. Yes. Now, you don't understand what's wrong. Let me explain to you what's wrong. Yes. You cannot issue court orders where there are no protections of law. You can't issue a dissolution of marriage where your intention, yes, is to frustrate me so that you would make me pay child support, yes, without me having the availability of communicating with the petitioner, yes, or the minors named. And then for 7 years, you decided that you would refuse to admit to the law. Do you not understand what's wrong? There's the wrongful commitment. Yes. See, when Phyllis wrote her little mental health evaluation, yes, this act of confining a person to a mental institution without proceeding lawfully, yes. The proceedings necessary for restoration treatment would be that the police department would admit the evidence that I wasn't in Brennan, Washington. Well, you committed a wrongful act, and the recommendation, yes, is a wrongful commitment. Poop. Now, this whole time, you decided, yes, to commit fraud, kidnapping. Your whole want was to frustrate me and my family because you just do not understand what's wrong. You don't understand what's wrong. Well, what's wrong? What is wrong is you did not do what the law requires. You had no jurisdiction in 2011. Yes. The petitioner cannot motion for a default dissolution of marriage when you respond within the 90 days allowed by law. Yes. You cannot arbitrarily decide to say, well, we don't know where he's at, when you do know where I'm at. See, all of my relatives, inclusive of the petitioner, I did have a phone number and they had that phone number. The sheriff's department used it when they called me in, what was it, August of 2013. I had the same phone number for 3 years. Yes, it is. And when the sheriffs used my phone number, they had my phone number right now. There was absolutely no justification for the amount of pain and suffering, right? Don't you understand what's wrong? You just do not want to arrest your friends that happen to be employees of the government. Oh. Now, I've explained to you what's wrong. Yes. No jurisdiction in 2011. Yes. No jurisdiction for the arrest. Of violating the restraint provisions of the protection order that was issued in 2011. Yes. I was found not guilty and my record was expunged. Right. See, what is wrong is you wanted me to do what you say without you having any authority of law. Ouch! Now, do you understand what's wrong? You just don't want to arrest each other because you're all employees of the same government. Oh. Now, this belly of the fish. Did you decide to put something in my belly? Now I cried, and thou heardest my voice, for thou hast cast me into the deep, in the midst of the seas, and the floods compassed me about, and thy billows and thy waves passed over me. Then I said, Ouch, I am cast out of thy sight, yet I will look again toward thy holy temple. The waters compassed me about, even to the soul. The depth closed me round about. The weeds were wrapped around my head. I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. Yes. The earth with her bars was about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption, O Lord my God. When my soul fainteth within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer came in unto thee into thine holy temple. They that observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy. Now, maybe you have a lying vanity and you've forsaken your own mercy. You could have extended mercy to yourselves over the last 3.5 years. Yes, but you didn't. You believed your own lies because of the vanity of you're a vain sheriff right now. You have a vanity. You believe your own lies. You say what you can do or what you did is not a crime when it is. Yes. The lying vanities of those that have forsaken their own mercy. You could have given yourself some mercy, Sheriff. Poop. You could have done what the law requires. Yes. Instead, you decided to say I was a mentally ill, homeless man. Yes. Well, you didn't have to enforce the laws, and then you wanted me to pay child support without any of the protections of law. See, in your mind, it doesn't matter how much frustration I've experienced. It doesn't matter how much pain and suffering. In fact, it doesn't matter the wrongful commitment of having a recommendation right now. You have a vanity. You believed your own lies. You haven't given yourselves any mercy. Do you not understand? You just can't understand. You don't know what's wrong. Well, let me explain it to you. You can't arrest people for crimes they did not commit. You can't say they committed a crime because you don't want to acknowledge your fraud and forgery. Yes. You can't take children from their parents without any due process. You can't obligate people to have to pay child support without any due process of law. You cannot violate the laws of the United States. And as much as you want to believe your own lies, it's a vanity. Now, let's say, okay, that you look at yourself in the mirror. You have a little talk with yourself. Who is it? Oh, oh, do you look good today? What do you see when you see yourself? Oh, the mirror, for those that are in the family of the vampire, oh, can you see your own soul? You see the darkness that you've given up your life for. Can't, why don't you look at yourself today? You're vain and you believed your own lies. Now, I'm going to want you to give me my sons today. Yeah. And I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue every sheriff of the United States. I'm going to sue every individual that has any knowledge of this crime. Yes. Because of the wrongful act of taking children from their parents.